Divas, hi, I'm your host, Dacey. Today we are outside the Chelmsford Center for the Arts. This is a phenomenal building. It is the only art building here in Chelmsford. We have 3 resident artists that you're going to meet today, Trina Tail, Donna Burger, and Rita Thompson. Also, running the ship is Susan Gates. All 4 have truly made a difference, not only for the Chelmsford Center for the Arts, but throughout the Merrimack Valley. So please come in and take a tour of the Chelmsford Center for the Arts. I'm your host, Dacey. All right, here we are in Donna Burger's quaint little abode here at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts. Donna is an amazing artist. She has been here for 10 years, a resident, correct?
That's correct. I was here when it started quite a while ago by Susan Gates, who started this whole thing. It got remodeled, and then I'm back here again, and I'm really happy to be here. It's a special place.
And it's funny because way back then, now you have really advanced. You're doing so much more. You're at Arts Up. Where else? You've been doing solo shows?
Oh, yes. I was really happy. I got into the Rockport Art Association. I've been in the Fitchburg Museum of Art, and I'm expanded where I'm doing portraits, people and pet portraits, graphic design, and a whole full range of creative things. So I'm really happy to be here in a lovely location where a lot of people come through the building for performances as well as art shows.
Well, you are an amazing artist. Can we take a look? Pete's going to show the room. And what else? Now, you started the People and Pets a few years ago, correct? Because I had covered something for you up at Westford Center.
Yes, the Paris Center for the Arts. Yes, and so I've really gotten to where I do people and pet portraits really well, and I'm trying to launch that. And as Christmas is coming up, I'm hoping I'll get some more commissions. In fact, all 3 of the artists that are here, Rita, Trina, and myself, will be doing an art show in October at the Chelmsford Library. And I'm going to feature my portraits of pets and people.
And I love the pillows now.
Oh, yes. I tried to do some pillows so that everyone that I've done a painting for that's done a pet, they've ordered a pillow, and Susan Gates even had me do a portrait of one of her dogs, and she has the pillow, and she said it's very special since her dog had passed, and it's just a special thing to do to get a pet portrait.
Tell me one of your favorite moments here at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts.
Oh, wow, there's so many. Gee, you caught me off guard. I have to say, I love going to all the performances. And when I go to the performances, I oftentimes take my sketchbooks, and I so enjoy, like the Thoreau group that was here. I do sketches of them playing, they're playing their instruments, and it's just really a lot of fun for me to do that. And so I'm doing my art and also taking in the art.
Right. And that's a great experience because they were wonderful. They just played here again Sunday.
Yes.
Do you, you're here all the time, and I know that you help us out here all the time with the events that we do. You do a lot of our promotional cards. What are your hours here? Or your appointment by only if people want to come in, come view your artwork?
Well, I am here almost every day, and not so much on the weekends. And I'm usually here by 9 to 5. But some days I may be not here. So, but if the people do want to stop by, the door oftentimes is locked downstairs. If you come to the front door and knock, I'll come over and let you in. Yes.
And is there anything else you'd like to say here today at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts?
Well, I just want to say I'm really thankful for everything Susan Gates has done to keep this thing going. She works very hard, and I'm really happy that I have a couple other artists that will work with me. It's fun to to work with other artists.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to take a peek of your beautiful room. I love the Skip's Diner. You had painted a beautiful picture for me. That was awesome for my endowment way back when. So we'll take a picture of this, and then we're going to go to the other 2 artists. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much, Dacey.
Thank you, Donna. Okay, here we are with another in-house resident at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts, Trina Tail. She's another outstanding diva making a difference in the art world. How are you?
Good. How are you, Dacey?
Good. Thank you for coming out. Well, this is your beautiful place in here. And tell me a little bit about how long you've been an artist.
I've probably been an artist my whole entire life, and I've been doing artists in residence here at the CCA since 2012 when the building was renovated.
Right.
But I went to art school. I work as a graphic designer, And as I had my children, I wanted to get back into some fine art, so I slowly got back into it, and when they were finally grown, I really fully got back into it.
And Pete is going to take a bunch of clips of your room in here, your artist loft. But tell me, you have a vast, you paint like fruit, you paint people. You have such an eye, the ocean. You don't paint just one thing.
No. I find that when I do any artwork, I like to do it in a series, because when I explore it as a series, I can go into it deeper. Some series stick around longer than others. You know, the fruit thing was just almost like a winter.
Right, okay.
But I've been doing the seascapes now for over 2 years, 3 years, I think. And I got into the seascapes right after when I decided I wanted to explore another medium. So I went from acrylics to oil, and I wanted to explore something with no attachment to what I could do before.
Right.
So I wanted to do something completely different from the flowers that I had been doing before and the reflections that I had been doing before. So I switched over to something completely different with seascapes and nautical theme primarily.
Did something inspire you to do the seascapes, or you just wanted to do it?
Well, I thought I should do landscapes. In my head, I'm like, oh, you should do landscapes. But I wasn't really that attached to it. And I grew up getting to go to Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket and Long Island every summer. My family was very involved in doing sailing and going in the ocean. And I fell in love with the ocean as a child.
Back good memories.
Yes.
So now, what's the difference between acrylic, you just mentioned, and oil painting? Like behind you, is this an oil painting? Like where is the acrylic? For people that don't know, like myself.
Well, this one I did in acrylic.
That's gorgeous.
All these other ones I think are oil. There's other acrylics in the room. And the thing that I found with acrylics was that I had a lot of control over it. So I had to sort of know where I was going.
In what way? Like with the paintbrush?
Yes, I knew what I could get, how to manipulate the acrylics to get exactly what I wanted. And with the oils, I didn't. And I kind of, when I would paint in the acrylics, I was always chasing some sort of chance or some sort of magical experience that would happen. And when you're in control all the time, it doesn't always happen.
Right.
So with the oils, it's much more likely to happen.
Now, I know that you're involved in charity, because I know you had given a painting. So tell me a little about your charity work, which is important.
Okay, well, I think you're referring to
Yes.
probably the Whistler House. Yes, I donated a painting to the Whistler House. I think it's a great event. I think that we need to celebrate artists and celebrate art, and certainly that is one of my primary drivers in my life, is that I love to experience art and the creativity, and I want others to do as well.
Right. Now, you're here 7 days a week, Trina? Right?
No.
Taking a little break?
I tend to work doing graphic design at home in the morning, and then if I get all caught up, then I come here, and I usually get in here probably 3 days a week. That's about what I shoot for.
You have such gorgeous paintings here. Now, if someone wanted to come in, they can get you by appointment?
Yes,
And
definitely.
they can come in and are these paintings for sale?
Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale. Everything has a number on it, right?
Pretty much. I have some work at the Groton Inn Gallery.
Oh, nice.
And
I heard that's supposed to be beautiful. They just
oh,
renovated it.
it's gorgeous.
haven't
It is
been.
absolutely beautiful. And so a lot of my favorite work is there. And then we're going to have a show over at the library next month.
Right, that's what Donna just said. That's great.
Yeah, so a lot of it's getting ready to go over to the library.
That's excellent.
And then I'm going to do something special in November as well.
But I love the way that it's like you three always work together as a team. And I love that. You're always together. You're always doing things together. Like you work well.
Yes, well, artists, if you don't get along, then what's the point?
My eye catches one other painting. I love this painting over here. Pete can take probably a pic afterwards, but with the woods, like, is that any symbol? Like, is that you? Is that your daughter?
It's one of my daughters
Okay.
and a good friend of ours. When we would go camping when my children were young, and I loved painting my daughters when they were younger. I would paint them often.
They must have loved that. I would have loved that.
They went both ways. Yeah, I think eventually they'll come to appreciate it.
Well, Trina, is there anything else that you would like to say?
No, I just think come visit us here at the CCA, and also I have painting classes here.
Right,
and-
that's right. Tell us a little bit about your painting class.
Okay, so I have two different kinds of painting, well, three different things that I do as a teacher. I do the Joy of Paint classes, which are single session paintings.
And you are a fabulous teacher.
Oh,
I know that.
thank
For
you.
a
It's
fact,
so
people-
fun.
Right.
It's so fun to share it with people, and people are always amazed that they can do these things. And I always say it's like making a recipe. You just have to follow the steps, and then you decide if you want to add more spice. But so that's one sort of painting class I do. And then I do a series of classes, 4 classes usually, that are Get Yourself Painting. And it's really meant for people who want to have private lessons, but they don't want to spend all that money to have a private lesson. So it's a group private lesson is the way I think of it. And I can help them on any level. I can explain basics of art and drawing and design, and then show them tips that I've learned along the way, and then help them if they get to a problem point in their painting.
And you do that all here?
Yes,
Correct?
that's all downstairs.
In the
And then I
cabaret
do
room.
private lessons here in my studio as well.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Trina. Thank you for making a difference, and we will see you soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, here we are back at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts with another in-house resident. I love this diva. We're with Rita Thompson. Rita, how are we today?
Oh, we're just fine, Dacey. Just fine. Great day for this.
You've been here now. Have you been here since the opening? I can't remember. 10 years now?
Just about, yes.
And you have done such tremendous work. You're always out there making a difference. Tell me a little bit about your artwork. Pete's gonna take all these photos that you're a little different. You just kind of get out there and whatever you're thinking. How are you inspired by these? I love them.
Well, I grew up in Boston, and for years and years I painted brick blocks and 3-deckers.
Oh, you did?
And oh, forever.
Wow.
Yeah, forever. Forever.
Really?
Yeah, by Boston, forever.
We're in Boston.
Dorchester.
Oh, wow.
Where
Okay.
else?
Yeah.
And so my paintings were all city-oriented. And after probably 20 years, I said, well, I just like to kind of play with paint instead of
Mellow
the
out.
tyranny of perspective. And so I thought I would do some abstracts, just color and texture.
Okay, so are these oil paintings? So now I'm trying to learn like the oil painting, the
oils.
acrylic. Are they?
Well, oil was the only thing you could use unless you use casein or watercolor. And I've done them all, but oils don't dry, they polymerize, and they take a long time. The acrylics are water soluble. As soon as they came out, they were for me, because I like to paint fast.
Right.
And you work on probably 4 or 5 paintings at the same time anyway.
And you were such a generous person. You even offered to give us a painting for the endowment, for the Dacey Zuzas Endowment for the Art. But I told you to hold on to it. But I think you did well on that one anyways. You always do well. Tell me what inspired you right here to the right. I get a little like, okay, what are we seeing there?
Well, actually, I call that the river runs both ways.
Oh, I can see that now.
Well, it works this way and it works that way. You can hang it either way. Remember when all the floods were in Lowell?
Yes.
And they were just in the streets everywhere?
Yeah.
And that was sort of the inspiration.
So that was the inspiration on that.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration right there to the right with all the second one down, with all the dark? Is that like a dark day? Is that just a flower day? Is it, I see like I'm in the water.
You're in the water. Well, see, that's the beauty of abstracts. People see their own
Yeah.
thing there.
I feel like I'm in the water and the sun's glistering down and I can see like, the shells down below. Well, so what was the inspiration on that one?
It was just playing with,
Am
the,
I
co-
close?
with the playing with the color.
Oh, really?
But I call it BBT, the Big Bang Theory. So,
You're cute.
because, well, it looks like it. It could be the Big Bang Theory if you look at it.
Yeah.
In the middle, and
Yep.
there it is.
Now that reminds me of Mars. Does that remind you of like Mars or the moons or a satellite? Or,
Yes.
huh. I should come and help you.
Yeah, I named that one Phantasm.
Phantasm? Oh, I like that.
Yeah, there's
So
some,
I'm kind of a little close on that one.
yeah.
What does your paintings range from? Like, say, how much that would that be?
This
The water one,
This one I think is probably 6.
600.
Yeah.
And you do sell amazing work.
Yeah.
You sell, and you've been. How long have you been like an artist? You think 40 years, 50 years since you started in
God.
Boston?
In Boston, they gave us crayons in 1st grade. In 4th grade, they gave us watercolors.
Yeah.
And I was an art major from junior high on.
Wow.
And in my senior year, I the only class I went to was the art room. I said, I don't need math, I don't need all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just going to paint.
And you're
So-
here all the time, and you love it, because I know that you're always in here. Tell me one of your, a great moment here at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts that you can remember.
My gosh.
Maybe something that you either painted or someone felt good about it.
Well, actually, I don't think I mentioned this before. This painting, the lower one,
Yes.
the one that's red and yellow and
like
all
that one.
colors, that was the first painting when I moved into the studio.
Really?
Yeah, it took almost all week to get everything all settled.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it was Friday.
Uh-huh.
So I said, I think I'll do a painting. So I did that, and I call it Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Like the hustle and bustle, or?
It's just the color and the texture and the
Yeah.
just the feeling. There's a lot of energy in there.
So you don't do any, like, really, what is it, the boards you work on? You don't, what is it, the clapboard? Tell me what the boards are. You don't do really frames, really.
Well, I do. I've done some painting on masonite, but it's very heavy,
Heavy, yeah.
and
To put up, it is heavy.
yeah, it's very heavy.
So what are the boards? Because I have a
Well,
painting like that.
these are it's canvas.
Canvas. Okay,
Canvas
that's right.
on
Okay.
a wooden support.
What is your favorite color here? I can tell you your favorite color. Can I tell you?
I'll let you know if you're right.
Blue.
Oh, yay! You
Yay! All right. See, all right. I have an eye. And why is blue?
I just love the color blue.
Yeah.
I just do.
Yeah.
The sky is blue. The ocean
I'm
is
Greek.
blue.
That's the blue colors.
Oh, that's right. The color,
Yes.
yeah, blue and white.
Right?
That's right.
I love blue too.
Yeah.
Boy, you have like some brilliant colors in here. Tell me, what's your favorite painting besides Friday?
My favorite painting. Oh my gosh, it's like asking my favorite child.
No, that's true.
And I only have one child, so that's easy.
You know, I came into your office.
favorite paint. Oh, this.
Yeah.
Is, yeah.
Which one?
My favorite. My favorite painting is probably in my house.
In your house. I came into your office the other day, and I love that is my favorite.
Which?
The daisy.
Oh.
I know it's probably not a daisy, but people zoom in on that one afterwards. It looks like a daisy.
Well, I call it starflower.
Oh,
so
all
it
right,
could.
well, see,
it's
you're
a
getting
daisy
good with your
You are,
artwork
you
here.
are. I actually like that. The color, the orange and the blue.
I love that one.
Yeah.
It's vibrant. They're all
Yeah,
vibrant here.
Yeah, I do like that. Some of the small ones I like better.
So if people want, they can come in here and buy your artwork.
Oh, they certainly can.
What is the lowest price, do you
The
think?
lowest, well, I have these little, I have.
Oh, I
this-
love the
this-
little block ones
Yeah,
too.
the browse box, some of those are maybe $10 or $15.
Right.
And some of them are free.
And so you can own your work for so minimal of a price.
Yes, yeah,
And you sign them?
yes.
All right.
Well, I signed THOMP.
Oh, you do?
Because by the time you get to
The
the,
Rita. You
yeah,
got the whole painting now.
well, the brush, yeah, the brush is gone. There's no paint on the brush, so it's,
Over here is what? A kitchen or the bathroom? The bathroom vanity?
that is the slop sink at the Cordova Museum, the School of Art at the Cordova.
Really?
Yeah, I took a class there, and I finished way before the end.
Yeah.
And I says, well, I can paint something else, so I looked at the sink and I painted the sink.
Well, you did a good job on that.
Yeah, I did. Actually, Kit Harbison recognized it.
Kit
She
did?
says, is that it?
I love Kit.
Yeah, I says, yeah, Kit, that's the slop
another
sink
diva.
at the Cordova.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, so anybody that can come by appointment here, correct?
yes.
And you're open here any day? You'll meet
Well,
them?
well, we try to do open studios the second Saturday every month.
Oh, you do?
Well, yeah, because Western Avenue's first Saturday,
Okay.
so we're second Saturday.
And what time is that usually?
It's usually 2 to 4,
2 to 4 here at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts, right in Chelmsford Center, North Road.
right? Right.
Wow. Thanks, Rita.
Oh, thank you, Dacey.
You're amazing diva.
Well,
I love
you
Rita.
too, lady.
Welcome back to Dacey's Divas. Here we are with the head honcho, everyone's favorite, Susan Gates. She's the executive director here, and she really runs the ship at the Chelmsford Center for the Arts. You have done so much, truly have made a difference right here in this beautiful public art building. The only one, correct?
You're absolutely right, Dacey, and thank you. I appreciate what you said, but as you know, it takes a whole lot of people to make this work, and you're actually on our board. So
Yes.
we appreciate everything you do for us, too.
Well, you're just an amazing woman. You were a select woman in here in town for years, correct? And you have really been here from the groundbreaking. back in, what, you said 2000, when did we start? The groundbreaking was 2 years before, correct?
Right, but we actually opened before it was renovated.
Right.
So that was in November of 2009. So, and then we were open for a year, and then we closed, and we did the groundbreaking. I think I have a photograph somewhere with all
We
of
do.
us with the shovels,
yes.
right?
I think we were a few pounds less then. Well, not me, you look good, I'm sure. But you, tell us a little bit about the Art Center here.
Well, the Chelmsford Center for the Arts has two missions. One is to provide a place for community members to express their own artistic abilities, their gifts, and that includes the Chelmsford Art Society, and they're the ones that do the 4th of July show that everybody loves so much, and that's done free of charge to the community. We don't charge rent, they don't charge for their time, but that happens by them, and people can join them. The public's welcome to come to all of their demonstrations, which are free. So that's one part of the arts community that's here. There's also the Chelmsford Community Concert Band, and they rehearse here. They're all community members. They're not, this is not a professional group. This is where people who want to play instruments as adults can join in. They do the free concerts on the Common during the summer. There's the Chelmsford Jazz Ensemble, which is the community jazz band. They rehearse here. They also do concerts that are free concerts on the Common. Toastmasters meets here.
We have Applause Academy.
Yes, Applause Academy is a huge part of what goes on here because it provides music theater classes for children 8 to 14 or so. So, and hundreds of children have taken part in this since they joined us.
And it's just not Chelmsford residents. This is a facility open to anyone throughout the Merrimack Valley.
Yes, absolutely. So what's interesting is I mentioned that we have two missions, kind of, and one is for people to express their own artistic abilities, but we also have programming here. And the people who come and buy tickets to our programs come from, and we know because we try to track this as much as possible, are people from Nashua, from Andover, from Burlington, from Concord, from Lexington, from Acton, Littleton. We cover 17 communities that make up the greater Merrimack Valley. And there is nobody else who provides this kind of programming and this kind of space that is dedicated to all the arts anywhere else in our area. So we kind of have the hold on that. Our big problem is we don't have any way to market other than through public access, through Facebook, through things like that. We just don't have the marketing money to do mailings or anything like that. But we have.
But you are booked. You are booked way in advance, and you're booked here on a daily basis.
Oh, absolutely, because we also rent for parties and private events, things like that.
Weddings.
But yes, and there's a wedding here at the first weekend in October, so it'll be lovely, I am sure. But we also have, in the last fiscal year, we had 68 discrete performances. Professional performances.
That's a lot.
So that's more than one a weekend. And now we're ramping up where we just had our opening of the season, and we had a theater piece on Friday night. We had a jazz concert with female vocalists and on Saturday, and Sunday we had the Thoreau piano trio. So we have a lot going on, and if people check our website, chelmsfordarts.org, they will be able to see all the things that are happening here.
So I know that you have different events here. You have opera, you have jazz. Now, how big is music theater? How big is this building? It seats what, 200?
Yes,
220?
the auditorium seats 200. The Cabaret Cafe, which is our club setting, seats 50 in matching chairs at cafe tables. We can squeeze in another 20 or so, but it is a 50-seat club environment. We have our jazz jam there on the second Sunday of every month, and that's very popular. And musicians come from all over the region to come to our jazz jams.
And yes, they do. And we also have cocktails here.
Yes, we do. We do.
Right.
We have
signature drinks.
Yes, Joe Varnum is our beverage manager, and
You
he's
come up with
done
some great ones. A Dark and Stormy was a good one.
Yeah, that was, people liked that. We did that when it was storming.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, we
Pizza Big
we
Martini
made
then.
an Eclipse cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the Eclipse cocktail was a Cosmo with the blueberry in it, right? Remember when that was the full? And when I put the sign up that said Eclipse cocktail, have one, it was the same drink we always serve. I think we sold 21. There was a lineup for to buy the Eclipse cocktail. So marketing is everything.
So I think we're wrapping up here. What is your fondest memory here, Susan?
Actually, it was the groundbreaking, because I felt like we had achieved the acceptance by the community and the support of the community to renovate this building. And we were all together, right? We were there, and it
we're
was
still
all the
together.
people, and I know.
We're not down the floor kicking each other and saying, no, we're still here. No, we are. And for the best for the town and the people of the town.
Exactly.
Young and old.
Because that's the purpose of this. It's for the community. It's for everyone in Chelmsford to be able to experience art.
It's for our future of our children. Yes. Thank you so much, Susan Gates. You are a treasure. Thank you for watching Dacey's Divas. If you know phenomenal divas like Susan Gates, Executive Director of Chelmsford Center for the Arts, our in-house residents, Trina Tail, thank you, Rita Thompson, and Donna Burger, please reach out to Dacey's Divas at divas.us or massachusettswomen.org. Thank you for watching Dacey's Divas, and I will see you soon.